What is up, YouTube? Welcome to PanFro Games. To great demand, people are asking to showcase two builds from my previous video in their own live raid segments. So this video is for those people who want to see Arceus destroy this Garchomp in the fastest possible way, my personal favorite, and for someone who may not have an Arceus and has an Orthworm, doesn't have the DLC, can use Orthworm to go through it very consistently and super easy to run. Of course, guys, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. I appreciate it. And support the channel, join the Pan Fam, hit that join channel member button below, and let's dive in. Now, the fastest raid build is going to be the Arceus, which is going to be a Terra Grass with holding the Metal Plate, so it is a grass type. And we're going to be running the max special attack, max special defense, modest nature Arceus build, and just want to have your stats look something like that. And essentially, it's super easy. So the three important moves is really Iron Defense, Acid Spray, and Giga Drain. But I like going for Chilling Water in the first two turns of the raid to lower that attack stat by 1 each time. It also builds up Terra Charge Orb. But essentially, what you want to do is you want to set up a couple of Iron Defenses. I would say 2 of them is really comfy. 3 of them is even comfier. But to do damage, you need to use at least 1 Acid Spray onto the Garchomp. This will lower its special defense by 2. If you do 2 of them, then you're going to do absolutely massive damage. And then to get HP back and do crazy amount of damage is Giga Drain. Now, what I like about Arceus is this Pokemon is so bulky that you can take critical hits and still survive the raid. I was able to do this raid and not die one time at all with it. Does not matter who your raid partners are. Of course, anyone have Intimidate's can be helpful. Anyone who has Grassy Terrain's really helpful. Setting up like any sort of Life Dew or Burning is all going to be really helpful. None of it is necessary. I've cleared this raid multiple times with Arceus without any of those. So this is a very awesome, clear, and consistent build. All right, so we got our Garchomp Arceus build, and who are going to be our raid allies? So we actually got some pretty strong ones, honestly. Staraptor, Intimidate, Gardevoir, Heal. None of these are necessary to make this strategy work for Arceus. I've cleared it many times on my channel already. You can see it on my past live streams if you want to see those attempts. But essentially, we're going to be starting off with a Chilling Water spam here. 2 hits of Chilling Water, lower that physical attack stat. It also builds up our Terra Charge, which is really nice. So you can do this in any general setting as well. And also, Arceus always outspeeds Garchomp, so we can just take these hits really well. With the defense cheer up on the next turn, and then he's gonna be at -2 attack from our Chilling Water. Of course, we do have the additional support here from the Staraptor with the Intimidate, which will make things even easier. But I just like keeping his stats a little bit low, just makes things a little bit easier for us in the long run. So he hits us again, and now at this point, he's gonna cover his shields. And yeah, we're gonna be poisoned for pretty much this entire raid. You could heal trade to remove it. I never felt like it was personally worth doing, but at this point, I'm gonna go for an Acid Spray to lower that special defense by 2. And a fun fact, Garchomp at -2 special defense versus the Giga Drain will always heal you to full HP, which is really nice. So at this point, we want to hit the Terra and get our HP back to max with the Giga Drain. Now, because we have such good raid allies, you could be a lot more aggressive here and go for like another Acid Spray and then go for a Giga Drain, but just 1 Giga Drain is going to fill us back to full, which is really nice, as long as you have 1 Acid Spray on the Garchomp. And this is going to do actually a good amount of damage, like a nice little chunk for sure. And while we are up right now, while we're in a good position in general, I will actually recommend going for at least 1 Iron Defense, because he will be boosting up with Swords Dance in general and things like that. Going for an Iron Defense here is going to just give you a bit of safety, because he will be upping his, removing his debuffs and upping his attack by 2. This is going to put us on par again with him, which is really nice. And if you want to be even safer, you could go for another one. So he's going to remove his debuffs probably on this turn. So when he does that, you want to go for at least 1 Acid Spray. So yeah, so we Iron Defense preemptively for that. So essentially we're at the same level here. So we're gonna go for an acid spray because we really want to make it so our Giga Drain heal is back to full. And if you're feeling greedy, we're a little bit greedy right now. I'm gonna go for another acid spray. Now he will remove his debuffs again, so these will not be permanent. But he's at -4, and at -4, that's all you really need. I would not really try to get him to -6. I don't think it's worth it. Even if you have like life steal, I don't think it's personally worth it because we want to get out of crit range in general as our biggest enemy. But it isn't gonna do a lot. It won't break shields, but you see it does a lot when he's at -4, and obviously that's through shields as well. And that's a full HP restore. So the next thing that's gonna happen is he will be removing our buffs on our side of the field, which means we do need to put up another iron defense when that does happen. And if you do have the chance, you know, 2 iron defenses will make things a lot safer for you in general, just as long as you can afford to do it. So we do break through the shields right here. And we're moving our stat changes and all that fun stuff. So this is where we go for a nice iron defense. Oh, well, he's going to hit us first. And that was a crit. That's a very unfortunate crit because that's exactly when we wanted to go for an iron defense. But I'm going to call his bluff here, and we can totally take it. As long as he doesn't crit us again, we're going to be good to go. I mean, +2 defense. Okay, now he's going to go for his Swords Dance. So he's going to boost up again. And now we have to go for a Giga Drain. If we can fit another iron defense in here, I really want to. He will be removing his debuff soon, though. Very soon. Might be even this turn. So we will need to go for another acid spray. All right, so there we go. So now we're going to have to hit him with acid spray, which that's going to do decent amount of damage. We need to go for at least 1 acid spray here. 1 is necessary, just the full heal. 2 would just make the raid a lot faster. Depending on who your raid allies are, you can go for 2. I mean, we're sort of in crit range right here, which would be very unfortunate. I don't want to risk it. And we do have 1 iron defense up, so I think we're going to be okay in general. Still good damage, though. And this is take us all the way back to full. This is why I don't really care about the poison, because like we're just healing it all the way up. And then yeah, we're getting some dumb health out here. I'm just gonna go for 1 acid spray. Just this guarantees the next Giga Drain will kill to make it even faster. But honestly, yeah, like I said, you can do this with the worst possible raid allies. You do not need this great bunch of raid allies I got with Star Raptor and Gardevoir. You can do this. I did this with, I believe, Haxorus, Umbreon, and I forgot. It was like Garganackle or something. Like, it was like a really horrible team at 3 that didn't really help at all for the most part. So you can definitely do this. But yeah, Arceus overall is going to be the best Pokemon for this raid, in my opinion. He just can pull off the fastest times, and he just has so much natural bulk and just so much damage. And the fact that he can heal from Giga Drain and don't have to worry about Shell Bell is like really clutch as well. So if you have one, I would recommend this. But of course, if you don't, you can always check out some of my other builds too. Now, for those who don't have Arceus and don't have the DLC, and they already have an Orthworm, then hey, Orthworm is a fantastic Pokemon, and it's super easy to run. It's pretty much brainless. So we're gonna go Terra Fighting with the Shell Bell, max HP, max defense with a plus defense nature, could be Bolt or whatever. The ability Earth Eater makes you immune to Earthquake. You're actually get HP back from Earthquake. Essentially, super easy. And the script for this is you're gonna use Mud Slap 3 times. You're going to use Iron Defense 3 times. You're gonna hit Body Press, Terrifying Body Press, until he removes our stats. So when he removes our stats, we're gonna go for Iron Defense 3 times, and then we're gonna hit Body Press until we win the raid. That's the Orthworm build. It's super easy to run. I do have the full live demo. You want to see through it. You could throw in a nice mud slap in there if you want to randomly. It's not necessary. And once again, this is a build that does not matter who your raid partners are. As long as you build your Pokemon right, you should be good to go. The only thing that really stops you here is critical hits. So not as good as the Arceus, because Arceus can take crits. But if Orthworm gets crit, it could be very dire, especially towards the end of the raid. All right, so we're using Orthworm against our Garchomp, and we do have one Intimidator, which is going to be pretty nice, but not necessary for Orthworm to be successful in this raid in general. Orthworm's just sort of a beast with the absolutely massive defensive stat and immunity to ground, and a lot of body press spam. It is a slow clear, but it is a very consistent clear, no matter your raid ally. So we're going to hit Mud Slap 3 times. The reason why we go for Mud Slap is because we want to, one, lower the accuracy, but also build up Terra Charge, and Body Press is too valuable of a move to spend. And Body Press doesn't really do anything for us in the beginning. We need to set up Iron Defenses, so. Alright, so he healed us up. Alright, there we go. Got a crit, doesn't matter. So one more will give us the max charge. Oh, I just went for an Iron Defense right down there. Doesn't really matter. Oh no, he ate my move. Okay. He just ate my turn. That's fine. So now we're going to go for the last Mud Slap. So we have max charge, but we do not want to Terra until we are ready to actually set up. So, or at least ready to attack. So we need to set up first. And what we're going to do is hit Iron Defense 3 times. Of course, he's really going to be missing everyone here, which is really nice because he's -3 accuracy. He probably won't get hit for a minute until he starts removing his debuffs, which will be very soon at the 75% mark. And then we're going to go for Iron Defense number 2. I mean, there is a chance that the Arcanine could burn it, which is pretty cool, but I just wouldn't count on it. 10% chance for Flamethrower. Not something I would bet my life on. And then one more Iron Defense. Yeah, our raid allies aren't really doing that much damage, honestly, at the end of the day here. None of them are doing super effective stuff. All right, so he has missed everything against us, which is really chill. And now we're going to Terra, Fighting, Body Press, Spam for pretty much the rest of the raid. He will remove our buffs at one point, so we will have to go for Iron Defense 3 more times. And then we're going to go for more Body Press, Spam. And that's essentially how the Orthworm raid is just going to work for us here. You could go for a couple Mud Slaps here and there, but he will remove his debuffs again. So it's not like they're permanent buffs. Like it is very annoying that he removes his debuffs twice. If he didn't do it, this raid would be significantly easier, but it's got to be challenging because I think you're animating like Cynthia's Garchomp vibes here. But that is 6 damage to me. All right, so he is gonna just be chilling out here using Swords Dance. But I'm not really going to care. I'm actually just going to go for Body Press. You could go for a Mud Slap there. If you're at full HP. Also, Fire Fang can just naturally miss. That wasn't even because of Mud Slap. That was just because Fire Fang isn't 100% accurate. So, yeah, you could go for a Mud Slap here if you would like to. But to be a little bit faster, you can go for just spam Body Press, which I think is valid. Especially if you have an Intimidate partner. Like, one Intimidate partner just changes the dichotomy of this raid a lot. Okay, so we got burned, and this is not good. Being burned is pretty bad. This is actually my first time getting burned by Fire Fang after all my attempts. So it's gonna actually significantly reduce our damage here, even though we're using our defense stat. So if this happens to you, what you actually need to do is you need to hit a heal cheer to remove the burn. It will cost you your turn, but you do have 3 cheers, and you know, remove the burn, heals you all the way up. I would say I'd rather be poisoned than burned, even though poison does more damage. It doesn't hurt our damage output like burn does. But this at least will remove our burn. So now he's going to go for Poison Jab. 30% chance that he does poison us with Poison Jab. Alright, so we're back in. This might break the shield. It's going to be very close. Very close. Next one definitely breaks it. All right, so now he's gonna be at this +4 attack, unless you have some intimidators who will gradually lower his attack throughout the raid as they perish. Okay, so liquidation can drop her defense, which is very annoying. So we will need to go back up to +6. However, he's gonna wipe our stats in a moment, so I'm not gonna waste time with iron defensing until we have to hit it 3 times. We do break through the shield, which means we're gonna do a little bit more damage output. I'm just gonna go for another body press. Because yeah, time is gonna be your big issue, of course. But that is nice. That would have done more if we were at +6 instead of +5. Because of that liquidation. All right, so now he's gonna remove our stats, right? So we need to hit iron defense 3 times immediately. Like, this is not a drill. This is very important. Luckily, he does heal us here. Earth Eater, very nice. Now we do have Protect here, just so essentially on the turn he wipes our stats. However, I haven't had to use it in this raid once for some reason. I don't know how it's programmed, but it seems like the turn he removes our stats is removing our ability, but it gets immediately reverted back. So now we hit iron defense for our 3rd time here, which is absolutely great. And yeah, Fire Fang's doing nothing again. So now it is time to try to win the raid. And we're going to try to hit body press 1,000,000 times. Now, if you do get hit by a liquidation and your defense drops, now you could go for an iron defense and bring it back up. It will take a turn though. If it happens twice to you, then absolutely go for the iron defense. But if it only happens once, you can probably get away with it. All right. So yeah, he reset his stats again. So if you wanted to go for any mud slash, now you could. He got a crit on us. He flinched us. So some bad RNG. A crit flinch. Very bad RNG. But it's fine. He had another body press off. I'm also realizing we're outspeeding because the Haxorus has Scary Face, which is hilarious. I didn't think Garchomp could be slower than Orthworm with 0 speed investment on him. But here we are. Alright, so we're at 8 body presses. This is definitely why I recommend having a PP up, PP max on your body press, just so you can get through it. Oh, you know, because you might get to 10 body presses and his HP isn't, you know, low enough for you to win, and then you just lose because you have no attacking moves. And we didn't really get any good raid allies for doing damage here. Okay, so we did get a drop here, which is quite unfortunate. I'm going to go for body press because I'm not worried about damage at this point. No taking damage. I mean, one more looks like it could do it. It's a roll for sure. If we get a high roll, then we can get it with +5 instead of +6. As long as we don't get burned. We don't get burned. And I think this is going to lock it in for sure. Our raid allies came in with some good damage at the last second there. So there we go. That's the Orthworm clear. It's very slow, but it's very consistent. Your allies don't really matter for this one just because as long as you stay up at +6 defense or at least +5, you'll be able to take all the hits and you're immune to Earthquake, which is very nice. So the big thing is if you get burned, heal cheer, get away with it. But there we have it, guys. That is going to be the raid builds for this video. Hopefully you can farm some Urban Mystica with both of these builds, whether you're using Arceus or whether you're using Orthworm. Also, guys, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Catch you guys next time. Peace out and have a good one.